In this clip, we're going to cover performing styles and venues. Now, there's so many different categories of plays and styles. It's good to just sort of touch on the ones that you may be writing for so you can explore them a little deeper. Community theater can sometimes have a pretty big cast, and I think a lot of that is because they want to give people in the community a real chance to be involved. In fact, sometimes it can be really great because you've got a lot of people in the community who are very talented but don't necessarily act full-time, bringing it together. And they also, for the most part, are doing it for the love of it. So they really put everything they've got into it. So never take community theater for granted. Another type of theater is professional theater, as opposed to the non-professional community theater. And professional theater doesn't necessarily mean it's a better quality. The main dividing definition, I think, is just if the play is union, which the union for plays is Actors' Equity, which is based in New York. And if a play is under equity, it's considered professional, and professional actors can work in that play, whereas they are forbidden by their union rules to work in non-union plays. Now, there are a lot of companies that are good professional companies that can't afford, that don't have a really big venue, a big auditorium, and can't afford to pay the actors a lot. So Actors' Equity has a provision called Equity Waiver, which means that if a theater is 99 seats or less, it may qualify to have a special contract where the production company can use these professional actors but can pay them at a much reduced rate. They might have to make a health and welfare contribution and follow other certain guidelines about rehearsal times, but it really is a good deal and it accommodates both actors and the production company. Now, there's some other venues that I think are really important to explore. Some don't fall into the play category, but I think it's good to compare these different performing styles with the style you are using in writing your play. One area is the murder mystery theater that's become very big. And that actually is considered a play, but what you'll have usually is the cast will be maybe serving dinner in the dinner theater beforehand in character. And then the play starts and someone is murdered and we try to find out who done it. Now there's also, of course, which is really huge, is stand-up comedy. And that's a style really all its own. And that is very, a lot of people think that that is joke-driven, but jokes are important, but one of the most important ingredients is the character, is that stand-up character making fun of himself. If he's an interesting character that the audiences really relate to. Now, one kind of theater that has recently popped up, and it may be a fad or it may be here for a while, and it's very honest, straightforward theater where the people are not necessarily even actors, but they're reading segments of their diaries, and it's called diary theater. And it's usually diaries of when they were in junior high or high school, and they talk about some of their hopes and dreams, and they read about some of their awkward moments, asking the first girl out on a date and getting rejected, and that type of thing. And the audience has really latched on to this. Another venue is a one-person show. Now, usually a one-person show will be written by the person who performed it, and it's autobiographical or semi-autobiographical. I think it's very important to explore all of these various options and styles, and there's so many new ones being created that who knows, maybe you'll create your own.